Greetings class, welcome to Duel Academy. Professor Rivas here, and this will be the second lesson of your second class in your Obelisk Blue term, Staples and Siding, Staples 2. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to be up to date with the latest Duel Academy lessons and assessments. So without further ado, get your deck, get your game on, and let's get started. Let's start with discussing removal staples, which are cards that can remove monsters or spells/traps with little to no detriment to the user. Since there are so many, let's break this down, starting with monster removal. Cards such as Dark Hole, Raigeki, and Torrential Tribute are great staples for mass monster removal. All three cards are able to destroy multiple monsters on the field. Dark Hole destroying all monsters on the field, Raigeki destroying your opponent's monsters on the field, and Torrential Tribute destroying all monsters on the field when a monster is summoned. However, what can you use to destroy your opponent's monsters that are unaffected by effects? That's when Kaijus, Lava Golem, and the Winged Dragon of Ra Spear Mode come into play, removing your opponent's monsters by tributing them. As for spell/trap removal, we have staples such as Mystical Space Typhoon, Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclone, Heavy Storm Duster, and Harpy's Feather Duster. All of these cards destroy one or more spells/traps with little to no condition. Finally, let's discuss the staples that can destroy both monsters and spells/traps, such as Evenly Matched and Lightning Storm. Both cards are very powerful and should be considered in any deck. Next up, let's discuss counter trap staples, which are cards with a spell speed of 3. These cards are extremely hard to counter since your opponent would need counter traps of their own to chain. The three main counter trap staples are Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Strike. Solemn Judgment can negate the summon of a monster or the activation of a spell/trap by paying half your life points. Solemn Warning can negate the summon of a monster or the activation of a spell, trap, or monster effect that includes an effect that special summons a monster by paying 2,000 life points. Solemn Strike can negate the summon of would-be special summon monsters and negate the activation of monster effects by paying 1,500 life points. All three Solemn cards are very versatile and are great staples. Which is your favorite Solemn card? Comment down below. Time to discuss Floodgates, which are cards with a continuous effect that disrupt your opponent's strategy by restricting an action. Some notable monster floodgates include the Barrier Statues, which restricts the special summon of specific attributes but their own. We also have the Vanity cards like Vanity's Fiend and Vanity's Ruler, cards that restrict the special summoning of monsters. Spell and trap floodgate staples may include cards like Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmo, which banishes monsters that would go to the graveyard. Another floodgate is Anti-Spell Fragrance, which slows down the use of spells. Goes and Match, Revelry of Warlords, and There Can Only Be One are cards that limit the field. Cawed by the Grave, which banishes and negates the effect of a monster in the graveyard. Royal Decree, which negates traps, and Skill Drain, which negates monster effects. Speaking of negating monster effects, there are plenty of staples that do just that. Monster effects can be very powerful in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh!, so being able to negate them is crucial. Some staples that will be able to help with that include Effect Veiler, Infinite Impermanence, Forbidden Droplet, and Dark Ruler No More. Although there are many more, these four are the ones that see the most play. Last but not least, we have Hand Traps, which are cards with effects that activate from the hand. These cards are very powerful since your opponent may have a hard time anticipating them. Let's start with the Yokai Girl monsters, which include Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, Ghost Belle and Haunted Mansion, Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, and Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. Most of these cards are only relevant during specific formats. However, you will usually see at least 2 Yokai Girls in any given format due to their versatility. Some other hand trap staples include DD Crow, Droll Lockbird, and Sideframe Gear Gamma. DD Crow banishes an opponent's card from the grave. Droll Lockbird prevents further searching from your opponent, and Side Frame Gear Gamma negates the activation of a monster effect and destroys it. Thank you so much for attending this class. There will be a quiz in this lesson, so don't forget to take it. I hope you have a great day, and class dismissed.